Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So this is part 2. The scammer was God sent. So this is her story from the first video, part 1. So this is part 2. Scammer was God sent. Check it out.
I think I'm gonna start with the epiphany, what I was talking about. So, in March, not long after I met Patrick, and we were talking about, the mansion and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
So he came along, and I saw him as a means to do that.
Right, like he could have been the one that provided all that.
Right. But that was not super. At that point, I hadn't given anything to him at all. Yeah. So, and like the stuff at the bank and paying the things and stuff like that, he had me. The story was that he couldn't. So I don't know. He gets there or whatever. You see, he broke his phone, and then he had money with him. Not a great amount because he was able to do things for a little while, and then he gets there and says, yeah, so he either somewhere in the trip he breaks his phone, and he doesn't get a new one, and he can't take pictures, and he couldn't do video, and he couldn't do anything, and the sound was all messed up.
Wow.
And that's what he told me. Now, he's, and when I say he's a lost puppy, because that's just stupidity, carelessness, like arrogance, like, oh, I'm gonna be able to do blah, 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 and not think of any problems, to not have any problems.
Right.
And so, his arrogance is, and he can get texts and he can get pictures, but if he got videos, he couldn't hear them.
But don't you think that's what that's what all scammers do?
Right, I mean, that's the thing.
That's the thing. All scammers can't use their videos, and the same thing you just said. All scammers, that's their tactic. They don't want to show themselves.
Right. So after that, with the phone, and then where he's at, because at that moment when he got there, he had money. He could have, and he even said that himself. He should have bought a phone when he was there, but he didn't think he was going to be there for more than 2 weeks or a week, just to assess the things. And then he said he couldn't leave, so he couldn't go back and get more money and go back or do whatever he had to do, because he said from the beginning, he said that he was going to be there 2 weeks. He was coming back to go back. He couldn't do it. And then, so he was running out of money. So he needed to, I guess he had maybe some cash, or he had paid them with the bank previously. And then, so he said he needed to pay some people. So I paid 3 different people. And it was some large amounts. And it was like to different, it was like different people, contractors and stuff. But with his bank.
Okay.
And he trusted me because he's like, he doesn't know what else to do. And he doesn't have anybody to that's gonna help him.
But don't you know that there's a scam that they make you move big money? They make you move big money,
Right,
not them.
right.
So they say that they trust you to do it. They make up this way to say, I don't trust nobody, I only trust you. They make that way. That's they set up prop for you
Okay.
to move the big money into the scam.
Alright.
Don't you know that?
So, after that, so he has me put in some things. And then so, after that, then his bank was put on hold. And so, he asked for some help a little bit to pay off some things.
That was part of the scam because the
Right.
bank was going to put on hold because they know, they see these scammers do every day. They
Right,
even
right.
was smart enough to stop it. They say that's a scam. So
Well-
the bank stopped it way before then. Then they
Right.
asks you to help, and then that's how he's getting money from you. That's how the scam is working for him in his favor. You get nothing on output. He's only getting input. And he makes up these big, humongous stories, and you fall for them. That's what the scammers are doing. That's what they do. That's their job, to succeed in scamming.
So,
Of course, it wasn't going to go through a bank because the state knew it was a scam.
well, some went through.
Those are going to get caught up. And 6 months later.
Well, that's the problem with the bank. There's another problem with the bank. So, because he said he wanted to, by the time he left Turkey, like he said he left Turkey, at that point when he went to get, because he had to go to Switzerland to, because that's where the bank was based, to fix the problem. So, he gets there and he goes to the bank and tells them the situation, whatever. And then so they said that was money laundering done to the bank account.
That's what he was doing, laundering himself.
So they detained him, he said. But in between there's a lot of goings on, but
Wow.
most
huge.
of them. So now he's having his issues. Oh, that's what. If he told me that before he went to Switzerland or not, I think he said his stomach was good, and then he might have told me. He said that he got money not for me. He got money because he had to bail out so he could leave. And then the way he talks was fidelity. He gets the money to get out, and then I told him, I said, I don't know if I really want to be with you after all this mess. So I said, I want my money. And he swears up and down he's gonna pay me back.
How much did you give him at this point?
I'm not saying how much I gave.
But a lot. A fair amount.
A good amount, yeah. So
basically at this point the damage is done.
right. That's the whole damage is done. So, and he keeps telling me not to do the things that I want to do because they still wants to be with me, and he's on and on and on, over and over. And I told him I was going to block him, and he begged me not to block him.
At this point he's just trying to squeeze as much blood out of you as much as he can. When is that point at the time when you would let him go, or are you just still gonna hang in there with him?
I'm at the very end. So the next action, I have to figure out what will be and when it will happen, because I'm not sure yet.
What is the next action?
To see how the hell he's gonna get here. Because, I mean, he's right there at the point to get here.
So you really think he's gonna come?
At this point, if this is not real, then it's not real. But
well, we would love to continue this to like see the future if this ever becomes real.
But that wasn't the only. That was the story of that. But how that all. I'm still not done the whole everything came about too. Because between that, I had other issues. And trying to find out about, because I didn't know. I was trying to find him, find out if he was real or not, because I started to have some doubts. And so that started in June. So at this point, he told me he was coming, and he couldn't come, and then he was telling me he had to do something else, and then he had to go into. So I don't know. He couldn't leave, and he couldn't leave for 3 months, maybe more, because he went there in March. April. And we were in contact every day, talking to him, just how, telling me about, well, that was another thing. After I found out how much money he had, he started telling me what he had. And he told me he had a Bentley and a Jag. I think he said a Jag.
Do you think?
No. Bentley and a Mercedes. He shows me a picture.
A nice picture of it, right?
Right.
Not the magazine, maybe?
I don't know. I looked
With
up
somebody that has this, how can they be so clumsy?
I looked up that picture online. I searched it. Because in the meantime, I wasn't too... well, I didn't start having a problem until June.
There's a lot of scammers right now that have Bentleys because they scammed people out of money and bought it, right?
Oh, I just read a whole thing in Nigeria about romance scammers. I just read...
I know, this video is about romance scammers.
For them, it's billions of naira. And naira is like 1,000 naira per dollar. So billions of naira have been stolen.
Yeah, so the romance, that's why they have Bentleys.
So yeah,
you probably bought him a Bentley. Another Bentley by now.
They caught him. They caught these people. They had like a ring of people because they said they had caught. There was like some scenarios where they had caught the people, and they had all kinds of expensive cars and stuff like that. Yeah, watches and all kinds of stuff. I have all that. So
yeah, romance scammer is real, and they're good at what they do. That's why they got Bentleys.
Well, so there was a couple of, and I told my friends and stuff, and he was like, he didn't want me to say anything to anyone because
he wants you to himself, and he wants to.
Well, not just that.
Because if you tell somebody else, they're gonna tell you, "Hey, dude, this is a scam." So they don't want you to know that. He wants you to keep.
Right. Well, everybody told me that.
Everybody told you that this was a scam.
The money.
Everybody.
Right.
And you still, to this day, are with him.
I just don't see.
You basically.
But okay. So, all right. So if he's supposed to be from Nigeria, he doesn't talk like a Nigerian. I mean, even the way he types, the way he says, and he knows.
You think the scammer's going to tell you exactly who he is? He's going to make you go to the wrong
Maybe
places.
not,
Because if you try to tell him, you're going to say he's from Nigeria. They're going to be looking in the wrong places. Of course, he doesn't talk like a Nigerian because he's not from Nigeria. He's telling you that. So
where's he from then?
He's not going to tell you. He just wants your money. He wants you to buy him a Bentley.
He speaks to
and
me
he doesn't
in
want
German.
to get caught up because if you tell somebody, they're going to say this is a scam.
I had a fluent conversation with him in Spanish. That's what
he's good at. He's smart.
Showed that it wasn't translate. Well, those Nigerians don't know any other languages.
He's not a Nigerian.
What is he?
You're never gonna know because that's part of the scam.
Well, I mean,
that is called romance scammer. You never know.
I was told he was probably in Africa.
I believe he's somewhere, probably right up under your nose. You never know.
No.
Or he can be from another country. You never know. That's what romance scammers are. You never gonna know who they are. They're gonna make sure they don't get busted. You moving money for him, he's not gonna tell where he's at. He ain't trying to get in trouble.
I mean, he told me where he was at.
He plays he told
so
you where you think he should be at.
Well, then I had, here comes another guy.
Another scammer. Because they say, oh, this girl's good. We can get her for anything.
No, but then
they come in flocks.
I had this other guy that...
It could be the same person.
Right. But this guy says, that he had my phone number and he met me on Facebook before.
You believed him?
Not in the beginning.
But you said
so he had my phone number.
You eventually believed him, yeah. Just let that know. You eventually believed him.
No, I still was always skeptical about it. But so he tells me about himself and all that. But I asked him what kind of job he does. And he told me investigation. So I asked him about Patrick to see if he could find anything. And he said he couldn't find anything. And I told him where he said he worked and it was in Turkey and all that. And I had him search, and then...
So you met a random guy, gave another guy's information to do random stuff. Both scammers on each other.
Well, I only gave...
Don't you think that's dangerous?
I only gave the phone number.
But don't you think that's dangerous? Putting somebody in danger that you don't know about, that you don't know somebody else's information to somebody else?
No, because at that point, I was a little upset.
But don't you think you put somebody in danger?
He could be putting me in danger. I don't know.
So not only is you in danger, you put other people in danger because you give them the information that you don't even know. A person that you don't know, you gave them somebody else's information.
Just his phone number. That's all I did.
But you put them in danger. That's all a scammer needs is a phone number to start off their scams.
Right. Well, they just...
You gave them everything you knew about them.
They searched.
So now,
well, I didn't know a whole lot. Or at that point, maybe. I just knew he was from Germany and he was living in Boston.
You don't know him from campaign and
Turkey.
Only go by what he told you. Okay.
No, because I chatted with him in the beginning.
No, you just have to make it straight. Let it be known that you don't know this person either.
No.
Okay. No need to beat around the bush. That's what they say in court.
Right. So, anyhow, after that, so
you was at you got to another guy that said that they know you.
Oh right, so
you gave him information.
He tells me he works for some kind of stuff with the government. Okay. So, but he tells me that he couldn't. That it's like some kind of number that's like a burner phone or something. I don't know, something like that. And I tell him to look for, see if he can find out anything in business of a hospital, because that's what he said. He was building a hospital being built in Turkey. And it was right there by the border of Syria. So, which therefore has to do with, Turkey has to do with my epiphany. Because the end of days stuff.
Right.
Because the Euphrates River. So in the days, I have to look at it specifically. I got help from Lauren. She put my Bibles on top of the books, on the top of the stack of books. I need to go home and look for, because the end of the day should be in there, right? So, and I thought, he's there. There's some significance to that he's in the place right there where, that's supposed to be like the Garden of Eden, right there where the Euphrates is.
Yes,
right?
That's true.
So, and I'm not a religious person, but I am to a certain extent, but when I had that epiphany, I felt the presence of God. He left to go to Turkey, I think right before. He had offered to pay the rent. Right?
Did he do it?
No, because I told him no.
Okay.
Because I didn't want. I'm an independent woman. I got that. At that time, everything was all great. So I had enough cushion money to not worry too much.
So at this point, he still didn't give you any money, of course.
Well, no, but this is even before.
Yeah, you was making it easy for him. You was telling him no, he didn't have to.
Right, I told him that part, right?
So that was a 10 plus for him.
Yeah. So, but anyway, so that he made me his next of kin with the bank. So the bank contacted me, and I responded. They had something wrong on the thing, and I told them, no, this is the correct, blah, 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 whatever. And then they put me on the next of kin. Right? So in case something happened to him anyway, I would still get the money. But that was an interesting thing with the bank.
So what happened? Did they get the money since you're the next of kin to the scammer?
No. Because he's not, well, they think he's dead, but according
that's a big scam.
According to the thing.
So was you participating in any of these scams with him? Let's be honest with the viewers.
Let me see.
Because it seems like at this point you know he was a scammer, and now y'all both are scamming.
Well, I didn't know right away, so let's see, what did I do? I got an email from the shipping company where he has that container. They were told that he had passed away. And then all this is happening after he is supposed to be back in Boston. And then, in Boston, that's an interesting story. So I gotta tell you about Boston. We can do Boston as the next time. We need to start Boston when he gets back.
Gotcha.
There may be some other stories. Yeah, there's some medical stories in between in Switzerland when he got detained.
Gotcha. So tell them to be continued.
To be continued.
To be continued,
so
everyone.
We're going to continue. We're going to have to do the Switzerland incident. And we'll we'll do Boston, but I'm going back and forth. So this is like the most
This is
recent,
a big
the
story.
most present information.
Gotcha.
All right.
Wow. Scammer was godsend. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button because she has some more to tell us. So part 3 will be next. Peace.